Hi, my name is Stevie. I'm here with Bruce at the Sensorica lab, and Sensorica is a node in the Open Climate Collabathon. And today we're playing with some data as we organize community events. We gather some data in a spreadsheet, and now we'd like to show a demonstration how we could use this data to better organize or better facilitate, better steward emergent self-organizing events like the community event, right? So we were looking for a sort of an interface, a UI that allows us to interact with the data. First of all, something that would help us put the data into a database and then have some UI that allows us to visualize data as a graph and be able to navigate and see what the heck is going on. So we found out that Kumu is a web app that allows you to talk to Google Sheets. And we've been using Google Sheets to gather data for the community events. Okay, and so here's a demonstration just to give us an idea about what we can do with that. So we're going to move here to the desktop where we have essentially this Kumu UI that allows us to look at this data. So this data comes from this spreadsheet here, and it's actually live. So if I change anything here in this Google spreadsheet, it'll automatically change. If you refresh the page, you will see a different graph and you'll be able to interact. So here we have events. We have these are the events that have been logged and with some relationships among them. If we take away the relationships, you only see the events. We have individuals that have proposed different events, and we could, for example, so let's see what we can do with this data, right? So first of all, how do we get out of this thing? Here you go. So if we click on every one of these elements here, normally you should see some description, but there was no description collected. On the other side, if we see the events and go back to where we were and we click on every event, we see the description of every event with their links, etc. Obviously, the way we fetch the data here is not perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but anyway, so you can see that it pulls all this from this particular spreadsheet here. This is where we have the description of these events, right? And so, if we go back to this, let's see what we can do with it. Here are the individuals. This is myself. This is my friend right here, Bruce. So we can see, for example, have events and individuals and see the relations between them as organizers. So if I take myself here, you can see that. Let me zoom out a little bit. I can see. Whoops! I can see that I proposed. Just zoom out a little bit. See that I proposed 2 events. And if I find my friend Bruce here, we can see that he proposed the carbon sequestration event, right? And again, going back here, you can pull Bruce out and see his event, click on his event and see what the event is all about. If you have me here, pull me out, go to the green wall event that we just saw there that is attached to me somehow, and you can see what this event is about. We can also see the needs between events. Take away this relation and put the relation of help. You can see that green wall doesn't require any help. There's technical support help that is required by these projects. There's communication help that is required by this particular project here. Well, it's kind of hard to play with that, but what else? We can see organizations that are no, you can actually don't see organization resources. No, we didn't put that in. So we put individual events and needs, right? That's what we put, and we can see the relationships between them. We can also see the affinity between events. These are the relationships that some of us have created in the database. So you can see that the carbon sequestration event is connected to the remote sensing event, the green one event, and the farm boat. All right. And we can put also individuals and maybe organizer, put that all in, so we can see that, for example, take a need here. Do you see the need here somewhere? Needs. There you go. So it becomes a little clumsy. We have to play more with the filters here, but there's other ways to filter that I haven't explored yet. That could probably help us see these things better. But here, if I pull myself, no, I don't have any need here. So if I pull, this organizes where are the needs? Here, communication. So if I pull this, no, nobody needs communication. Technical support. Oh, sorry, I have to put the relation of help in there to see it. Yes, so now we have a bunch of relations and some elements here. So if I want to identify a need somewhere, communication, right? So we'll pull communication out. Let me maybe make this smaller. So if we pull communication out, we can see that it's related to this project and this project, and perhaps if we pull the string good enough, we're going to lead. It's going to lead to the individual that actually needs that help that we can contact. And if we had put information about these individuals, you could have information, their email address, to contact them and respond to their needs, for example, right? Well, what else can we do with this? Let's see. Filter connected by. There's also roles that we put in there, but it's not. Oh, there we go. Now we have the legend here, and we are coloring by element. We can color by tags. We can color by, well, let's color by element type. So then we can filter, and when we and now we have a better representation. There you go. So now we see what are the events and the individuals. We can easily identify them because now we have the legend with the color. So let's say we ignore here. Let's see what we can do with this. Selector builder to not much fun. Oh. Let's see well, I didn't play with this yet, so I'm not gonna go too much into it. But anyway, so just to see here the relationships, let's take the events and see the affinity between events and how they're related. There you go. So you can see that this event is related to that, and we can put individuals in here and have the organizer relationship, and now you can have, there we go, now you can have a better representation of who's there, what are they organizing, and how is their event related to other events, right? Can we, oh, there you go. So you can also isolate this thing. Let's revert to, oh my god, okay, we lost everything. Yeah, but it's fun. So let me go back here and color by type element again. So we have this. Let's see the whole map again. Filter, elements, individuals, and needs, right? This is what, is this what we want to do? Okay. The thing here is that I want to see a different way to, oh, there you go. So this is, if I focus on this need, it tells you exactly which project needs it, right? If I go to this other need, nobody needs that. This need here, there's one project that needs it, and if I go to one project or event, and if I go to one individual, we go to Sam, is connected to, oh, Sam must be an organizer, sorry. Let me put organizer here, there you go, so now we can see more. So I go to Sam, and we see that Sam is organizing that event that is connected to, I guess a better example is myself. Let me find it here. There you go. So I'm creating two events. Why is farm boat building always there? It's because we chose it as a focus, right? Clear focus. So focus is a nice thing. So we're just fooling around with this, just to see what else we can do. Obviously, by playing with it, we understand what kind of data we can put in that spreadsheet, right? So let me go to myself here and focus extended. There you go. So it shows that I'm connected to two events, and there is no need for these two events. So if I go back and clear the focus and get something that is more connected. Let me connect, okay, let's take this need, which is connected to three events, and I focus on this. Oh wow, this is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool map. So I chose this as a focus, which is connected to all these events, and you see who needs them. There we go. This is a nice sorting here, because you can focus on one need and see which events need these things and the people that are related to this need somehow. And so then you'll be able to contact the individuals to help them, right? So let's explore some other focus thing here. Indirect. This is the direct, yes. So focus indirect or extended, right? Clear focus. Well, I'm sure there's many ways to look at this data, and what's interesting about this is that you can put thousands and thousands of elements and relations, once they're in the database, then you can play with the filters and the different views. Essentially, you can navigate the your data that you have in a better way. I mean, people can have access to change relationships, to say that, for example, a project is related to the other project, and that these projects need something, and the individuals, and it's a way for you to, I don't know how to cluster. There is cluster functionality here too that we need to explore. To be able to navigate this ecosystem, essentially, this graph that represents the ecosystem of the community events. And the whole idea is that this is a visual feedback that helps self-organization, because people see the data and then they discover events. They go read the description of these events. You can put some pictures here, and then they could say, oh, this event here is related to the other event, right? Because that's all what they think. And so they can go and add some information, and that information shows up with the affinity relation. And as people create more and more clusters, you're able to navigate relationships between these projects.
Yeah.
You see? And you can see who funds what, or who's participating to what. For example, you can see an individual that these are just, we only have a relationship for the individuals, which is organizer, but then we can plug in the individuals that have participated in an event. And the thing is, like, what did they do, right? So you can add more information about their participation. We do have roles. But I don't know where they ended up going. It's interesting, because we did put roles there as an extended information of the individual. Anyway, so a nice way to navigate an ecosystem using a graph network and this UI that allows people to see what the heck is going on and how things are flowing. And the more people do that, the more people realize stuff, and the more they put data into the system, which changes the graph and helps other people discover other things, make other connections, and so on and so forth. So this is just a very simple, crude demonstration of what we can do with these kind of tools once integrated into the suite of the Collabathon. What do you think, Bruce?
Yep. No, it's a perfect tool to visualize what's going on and make connections, and for one person from one organization to join another organization to figure out what they're doing, and intersectionality, to establish intersectionalities and to work together.
And maybe that person that discovers that there is a connection between these two organizations, that connection has been put in there by some other individual.
Yeah.
Right? It would be nice to see how we can play with clustering functions. For example, just to take a topic like, I don't know, tokenization, and boom, filter that and see who's involved with that through which project. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have some sort of clustering functionality.
Yeah, like hashtags of main jargon that we developed at the Collabathon, and people could actually state where, like what they're working on, their interests.
Yes, actually, we do have tags here, but I didn't play with the functionality of the tags. This is size. Okay, so we could. Yes, we have tags, but I don't know, connected by tags. I don't know how that would work. Individuals, methods, connected by tags. I didn't see what we can do with tags. You see that we have tags here, connected by tags, and here roles, we put roles. So we do have tags in there, but for some reason we don't have them in the database. Anyway, so there's much more to discover. Thank you very much for putting up with us here. We're just exploring. We have nothing really to analyze. We're just like amazed by these tools and what they can do for the Collabathon. But stay tuned, because we're pretty passionate about this, and you'll see more.